Today I'm going to show you how to build Telegram bots using the N1netails Telegram client. All of the details to build this bot are available on the GitHub repo, and in this README we go over all the steps. I'm going to do these steps in the video so you can watch along, but if you already know what you're doing, you can just grab this README here and go for it. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to be building this with Spring Boot. So I'll go to the Spring Initializer and we're going to select Spring Boot 4. Project naming, this is the hardest part. Let's go with demo. No, sorry guys. Demo bot. Yeah, looks good. And now N1netails demo bot. Add the description. You don't really need to add this, but I'll just go ahead and add a using the N1netails Telegram client. And I'm going to stick with Java 17 here. Once you have all this, you should be ready to go. No need to add dependencies. Add this to your IntelliJ, and it should look something like this here. So we got the main project. Now I'm going to go over all these steps on how to create the Telegram client and how to configure it so you can get yourself to send messages through Telegram bot. We're going to do all of these actions here, and these are the results of what we're going to produce here today in this video. So we got videos, multimedia, action buttons, all the good stuff. So the first thing you want to do is go to the POM and find the dependencies. Inside these dependency, you can add the Telegram client, which is available through Maven Central. So you can add this dependency, go ahead and reload your project, and it should be installed now. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to implement this using the command line runner. But ideally, you could use this in just your regular programs and inject the client in whatever service you want to use it for. In order to get the client set up, we need a chat ID and a bot API token. And I'm going to go over how to get that set up. But before we start, let's set up a configuration. I'm going to create a config package and name the file Telegram config. Okay, inside this config, we're gonna create some beans and just get the bot all set up. So the first bean here is gonna be the bot service. And then the second bean uses the first bean, which is the Telegram client. And the Telegram client is gonna accept an argument of the bot service. The way Spring Boot works is it will pick up these beans and plug them in, like so. If you want to do this in plain Java, there's examples as well in the README. So now let's go ahead and get a chat ID and bot token. So I'll be showing you my Telegram right here. And we got some action going on. First thing you want to do is look up for the bot father. The bot father is the bot of all, the father of all bots. And in here you can use this new bot command. And it will prompt you to create a name for your bot and all that. So we're just going to go ahead, N1netails demo bot. Now I'll go ahead and try and name it again, the same name. I think I got to use the underscores. So N1netails underscore demo underscore bot. And we're in, boys. We got the bot, we got the API keys. I'm going to go ahead and use this key here for demonstration purposes and delete it after this video. So you can grab that key that's generated on your own token on your own Telegram. So you want to do this on your own Telegram. Don't use this API because it's going to not work. So you can also click on that link that they gave you to activate your bot. And the next thing you want to do is this get ID bot. It's going to show you your ID for your Telegram. So this is kind of like your public address. So I'll go ahead and copy my chat ID here and add it into the program. Now we're pretty much ready to go. Bot started. This is what you want to see. You got your bot going. It started. Everything's ready to go. Now let's make our first Telegram notification example. I'll have my IntelliJ auto generate this method. And I'm going to need this chat ID and bot token. So I'll go ahead and add those in as arguments to the method. Okay, so let's create a call to action button. You can add this button from the Telegram client dependency that we added. I'm going to go ahead and add this button to visit my N1netails application here. And we need a inline keyboard markup. This is where the buttons are going to be placed, and it requires a 2D array. So you see I set one array here, but it actually is a list of buttons. And you can see that in some of the Telegram bots out there, they have buttons with multiple rows. So that's what this is doing here. But for right now, I'm just adding one button in. And then finally, we need to get a Telegram message configured. So I'll go ahead, create a new Telegram message, and we'll add N1netails website CTA example. And there's some other things in this argument we'll add. There's a better way to do this. I'll show you that later. But for now, let's just inject it into the object. And finally, we have to call the Telegram client that we configured from earlier. I have to get this thing auto-wired in, so I'm going to call it up here at the top. Telegram client, and we're going to add a constructor to auto-wire it in to the service. Now we can actually call it here, Telegram client, and we want to provide the chat ID and the bot token along with the message. So you can see here there's a exception, and if the message fails, exception will be thrown. All right, I think we're good to go. I'll go ahead and run this. And we see there's a message from our bot. Very simple, very clean. Call to action button right here. Visit my website, click it, and it opens up the web page right there. Very nice. And you can see this in the other bots. They are doing the same thing. So I'm gonna be showing you how to build these bots here. Right, so we can see some bots that got action buttons and images. We can do all that with this N1netails client. And I'll go ahead and show you adding a second button into the same row. You can have buttons in multiple rows or in the same row. Depends on how you want to do it. For now, I'm just going to add all the buttons into the same row here, the first row. Save the work, run it, and we got action. Now we got two call to action buttons here. One for the dashboard to N1netails and the actual N1netails website here. Awesome. This is looking good. All right, let's look at the next message here. Telegram GIF notification example. So we're going to have our bot send GIFs. And you can do that here with this Telegram message. The Telegram message is very versatile. It can handle the GIFs, the videos, the images. So you can see I kind of inject it incorrectly. You got to put the action goes first, and then it's the option to disable the notification. So now we want to add the animation. I'm going to use this website called Gliffy. And let's go ahead and find a GIF for a fox. Or better yet, let's do 9tails here instead. Okay, I'll pick this first one, copy the link, add it in to the client. Okay, so Telegram client, send the message. Again, chat ID, bot token, Telegram message, handle the exception, save twice, run it. Boom. Now we got our bot calling GIFs, right? This is good for community engagement, wouldn't you say? Okay, let's go into the next one, which is Telegram GIF notification with a call to action example. So chat ID, bot token, go ahead and generate the method. And basically it's pretty much the same as the last one, so I'll just copy what we had before, but I'll also add this button here. And we also need the inline keyboard markup to place our buttons into. Again, this needs a double array. Should be able to add it into the Telegram message here. I'm just gonna fix this a little bit so it's easier to read. Down here, we can add that keyboard markup. All right. Now we call the Telegram message to send it off for us. Again, handle the exception, save, and run it. Okay, so yeah, you can see a GIF without a call to action and a GIF with a call to action, and that also leads to the website here. All right, so let's go ahead to the next example, which is Telegram image notification example. And this allows you to add public links, public images. So you got to make sure it's not a private image. And now I'll show you a different way you can construct your Telegram message. This one's a little bit cleaner. So you can do this instead. So Telegram message set text and Telegram message set images, and you can give it an array of messages. So one or more images can be placed in here. For now, I'll just keep it to one, and we'll send it off with the Telegram client. Handle the exception, save, to time, run it, boom, images. Bot is sending images now. And now you can add a call to action button here too if you want. So I'll go ahead, call Telegram message, set reply markup. And we'll add the button in. Now we're starting to see something like those bots, right? Those other bots. You got the images, you got the text, you got the message. Finally, let's go ahead and show you how to do a Telegram video notification example. Once again, you also need a public MP4 for this. I added an MP4 to my S3 bucket. So I'm going to use that for this example. We're going to construct the Telegram message, set up some text, set up the video link, which is also an array, so you can send one or more videos. And I'll go ahead and grab the link from my S3 bucket. All right, and now we can call the client to send the message. Handle exceptions again, save, run it, check out the results. We got a video, boom, wow, amazing. Okay, now I want to show you the final one, which is the Telegram media group notification example. This one you can't add call to action buttons. Also for the call to action, you can only do one image, I believe, right? If you do more than that, it can't do the call to action buttons. But here, if you want to add like a bunch of media in, like images and videos, you can do that here. So check out this media, set the images. I'll just copy that image that we used before. And then we're going to set the video and use the same video as before. Nice, looking good here. I think that's everything. Yep. So we can call arrays one or more, and I'll go ahead and send the message. Go ahead and catch any exceptions. Save 2 times, run it. Let's check out the results here. Boom. Okay, that's my other bot, but this is the result here. Video, image. We're cooking, boys. We're cooking. Now you can make any kind of bots like these ones here. Everything that can be you see here can be done with this client. Yeah, once again, all this stuff is inside this README. I'll add it in the comments. If you're interested in helping out with the project, feel free to reach out to me on Discord. Like and subscribe if you've gotten this far, and enjoy building stuff. Let me know if there's anything I can do to improve the current system. I'm looking to add more enhancements